Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So some days ago I did add another tab to my tier list. Basically I made the 7-star tier list, which is all the champions from the general tier list in a separate tab, uh, just showcase the places that they already were basically. Now obviously I will be making some slight movements here or there, but as I explained, I'm overall relatively happy as I had these champions already placed. Now, I do think I will be making additional video pointing out the best 7-star champions unduped, in my opinion, because I do think with 7 stars that is extremely important, and discussing kind of like the best unduped or low sig champions, because obviously we do not have the ability or the privilege to rank up these champions. But also, I had included notes for these champions. Unfortunately, when you guys are viewing these notes by tapping on the link, you can't see them, and that was the bigger problem. Now, I'm not entirely sure how I will do this in future, but it will probably be something like this. I basically copied all of those notes that I had made for every champion in their class order, basically. So when the 7-star pool gets increased, I will more than likely just carry on copying them down here, sort them out alphabetically, and then you guys will be able to look them up yourself. I understand it's not ideal, but it is a decent alternative, and at least in this way, it does let you guys read some of my thoughts on the champions themselves. You take a look at them, recommended stat focus and everything else that you couldn't see before. So that will be pretty much about today's video. I'm going to be discussing the tiers themselves. I will be moving few champions here or there for general tier list, and obviously respectively for this one later this month or at the beginning of next one, once we have a better idea about Adam Warlock and Moondragon. So there will be a tier list update coming, but this video is primarily here just to point out that now when you tap on the link, there are two tabs. So the one is the old tab that you guys have always seen, where we have all the champions that are in the game. And the other tab is for 7 stars, and the 7-star one has my points, basically. For instance, on Joe Fixit, that in my opinion, offensively, he definitely absolutely needs to be duped. Also defensively, to be honest. Borderline unusable unduped. I mean, he is usable unduped, but he's significantly weaker unduped. Primarily offensive champion, some defensive viability. High sig is good, but not a must, but, definitely needs to do. Stat focus, in my opinion, crit rate, probably the best, and stat focus on defense, block penetration, so on and so forth. So I have added, remarks like that for every 7-star that we have in the game, including Venom the Duck. No one cares. Shouldn't care. You shouldn't even be looking at this garbage. But yeah. The one comment that most people were pointing out, that you guys think that Hulk should be in meta tier overall. And I might agree with it, but I also don't think that it's as certain. Because realistically, Hulk is a nuke. If you take a look at Hulk and Joe Fixit, then, in more cases, Joe Fixit has the utility principles. Everybody loves Hulk because it's a 7-star and it's a nuke. If Hulk wasn't a 7-star, a lot less people would be paying him as much attention as you guys are right now. And the thing that is making Hulk shine is just the fact that he can nuke down the polygons fights. And obviously questing fights quickly. And that's kind of like a similar argument to, let's say, Gamora. Gamora is a nuke too. Not as fast, but the principles kind of similar. Whether Hulk will move to the meta tier will largely depend whether we see him perform in some sort of challenging game content more so, whether we see him in an AW or anywhere else, and obviously how reliably he's being used in Battlegrounds. So I can fully agree, and that's the only champion that I'm going to be discussing here, that, Hulk could be moving up to meta tier, and I personally really, really love Hulk. But I would also not necessarily place a champion in the meta tier just because he can go pew-pew. I hope that does make some sort of sense. But yeah, ultimately, obviously, every tier list is at least partially subjective and open to criticism. But for the time being, this is how the champions already were sorted in the tiers before I just filtered out the 7 stars. Anyhow, as always, link in the video description. I do hope that these notes will be at least somewhat helpful for you guys. If you want me to add extra points for the champions that you think are super important to point out, let me know. I'll consider it, and I'll try my best to, oblige. But yeah, that is, well, pretty much it for this video. I don't want to stretch it out. It's just to point out that, yeah, now you can actually see those notes for yourself under that 7-star tier list. All right, catch you guys later. Bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about